Okay, so this is my second official video for Wingman, my little Windows voice to code app using OpenAI's API, Whisper, and Codex. Well, not Codex right now because it's still in beta and it doesn't work. So we have that commented out, and we can't use DaVinci, so we're actually using ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, which is pretty good. It just is not, max tokens is 2048. So that's the only downside to using it, but it's still pretty good. I actually just created a different video that I had to re-record because something occurred to me that I'll show you. Really dumb that I didn't think of it previously. So FYI, I've released the source code, so it's here. Just full disclosure, I am not a coder by trade, right? I don't do this professionally. I've just been a hobby coder since like the BBS era in the 90s. So just know there's probably an amalgam of patterns and hacks and little stupid bad habits in here. So just, full disclosure. But it's working pretty good though. So let's give it a spin, do a quick demo. So we have an official logo here. So it's a take on the OpenAI logo with some wings for Wingman. So we have a bunch of configurable capabilities here. So number one, you can set your pre-prompt now. This gets prepended as a system prompt, basically. It doesn't have quite the efficacy as a user prompt, but it is what it is. I implemented just some cleanup from the output of prompts because no matter how many times you tell it you don't want code blocks, it will continue to give you code blocks. So that's that. You can use your Open API key. It's configurable. You just input it here, and if it's a valid key, this will light up, and then you can click this button to refresh the app. And a couple of other things. So we support now 2 hotkeys. We have a main hotkey here, and you configure these just by clicking them and hitting whatever hotkey you want. And then we have a modal hotkey. So the main hotkey works just the same as it did in the previous video, but we'll do a quick demo of that. Create a named pipes implementation in C#. And yes, I did add those chimes for you, Greg. So shout out to Greg Fodor. He is first of all, he's a BBS era alumni, right? But he also gave me a lot of really, really good ideas for features and capabilities this app ought to have. So a lot of these are just his requests, honestly. So actually, in my previous video, I was still using a hooked keyboard output, and then it occurred to me that I could just copy it to the clipboard and then paste it. So so once the inference is done, you get instant output. So anyway, so that's the old mode. Now I'll show you a couple of other options that we have. So if I add that to the clipboard, I can click modal plus clipboard, and that will append whatever's on your clipboard to the prompt. So you can do some cool, neat things. And we can also trim white spaces off of the response or trim new lines. So I'll just choose this because the new lines, makes it like a blob, like an obfuscated blob of code. So, but here, I'll show you the new modal mode. Convert the following code to, Python. So once the inference is done, we should get a modal pop up here. And voila, here it is. Now, whatever is output on the modal will also be already on your clipboard. So you can immediately do this again and just have it convert back. Convert the following code to C#. I was not able. So, this app is WinUI, and they have a lot of bugs. And I was just not able to get the mouse cursor thing going. I tried named pipes. I've tried everything, and there's actually a significant amount of bugs in the SDK right now. So it doesn't seem reasonably possible to get that working. I don't have anything going on as far as like inference animations or anything. But as you can see, that worked very, very nicely, and we have our C# implementation again. What else do I show? I guess that's it. So if you want to try the DaVinci model, I have code here in the OpenAPI service. So you can uncomment this and uncomment this, and then get rid of this and get rid of this, and you can try it out and see if it works. But I would recommend debugging, and it'll tell you that you're over tokens even though you haven't used the model at all. But I don't know. Maybe that's because I use a lot of ChatGPT. I'm not sure. So yeah, what else? Also, I did add in AppXAML CS. There is a commented section here. If you are somebody that's a part of many organizations and you need to like configure this, well, chances are you already knew this like existed. But anyway, it's here if you want to change your organization code here. I guess that's it, man. So yeah, it's fully released. Let me know what you think. Thanks.